Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're your hosts from MILA LEO English.
Hello.
And today, we're diving into something we all do, eating and talking about it.
Yeah, think about it. You're out with friends, maybe planning dinner.
And you need the right words
Yeah.
to say what you feel like eating or maybe what you definitely don't want.
Exactly. Finding those perfect words can sometimes be tricky in English.
That's what we're here for today. We want to help you get comfortable with the kind of language people really use in these situations.
We've looked at some really common scenarios and phrases, things that will give you a shortcut to navigating restaurant chats, describing food.
And even making recommendations sound natural.
You'll get a really solid grasp of useful words and phrases.
And not just what they mean, but like how to actually use them so you sound confident. We'll walk you through it, nice and easy.
Our mission really is to make conversational English feel less daunting and more, well, fun.
So get ready to feel much more clued in about the language of food.
Let's start with a really common situation. Picture this. A few friends, they're trying to figure out where to go for dinner.
Ah, the classic where should we eat dilemma. Happens all the time.
It really does. And it's often a bit of a negotiation, isn't it? Everyone's got their own tastes.
Or cravings. Maybe someone's vegetarian or avoids certain things.
Exactly. So listen for how people talk about what they want, what they suggest. You'll probably notice some familiar challenges cropping up.
Like maybe someone had a bad experience somewhere before.
Or someone has an allergy. Yeah, those things come up fast.
Okay, so this conversation sets the stage for the language we're going to explore.
Right. So even before you get to suggesting specific restaurants, sometimes you need to talk about, well, safety and comfort.
Good point. Like making sure nobody gets sick.
Precisely. So let's tackle two really important words you might hear or need to use. Food poisoning.
Oof, yeah. Definitely want to avoid that.
Totally. It's basically when you eat food
Wow.
that's, well, it's gone bad or wasn't handled right and it makes you really sick.
So it's the food itself that's the problem, like bacteria or something.
Exactly. It's usually a temporary thing, but very unpleasant while it lasts.
I remember hearing a story, someone got really sick from like orange juice when they're traveling. Morocco, I think.
Oh, wow. Yeah, see, it can happen anywhere, especially when you're traveling and maybe eating things you're not used to.
Makes you think twice, yeah. So that's food poisoning. What's the other word?
The other one is allergic. Now, this is different.
Okay, how so?
Being allergic isn't about the food being bad. It's about your specific body having a negative, sometimes dangerous reaction to a particular food.
Ah, right. Like some people can't eat nuts.
Exactly. Or shellfish, or milk, or eggs. Common ones. It's your immune system overreacting.
And the reaction can be serious, like trouble breathing.
It definitely can be.
Yeah.
So knowing this word allergic is super important. You need to be able to tell restaurant staff, I am allergic to peanuts, for example.
For safety. Got it. So food poisoning is bad food. Allergic is your bad reaction to a specific food.
You've got it.
Okay, quick pause for everyone listening. Think for a second. Have you ever been in a situation where knowing food poisoning or allergic was important? Maybe you heard someone use the word or you needed to. Short pause, about 3 seconds. It's practical stuff, right? If a friend feels sick after dinner, knowing these terms helps you understand what might be going on.
Definitely. Okay, so moving past the less pleasant stuff.
Yes, please. Let's talk about the fun part, describing restaurants and suggesting places.
Right. So back to our friends deciding where to eat. We need phrases for suggesting things. A really useful casual one is check out.
Ah, like, let's check out that new place.
Exactly. It just means let's go see it or let's look into it. It's not a firm commitment, just a suggestion to explore.
I use that all the time. Did you check out that article? Or, hey, check out my new phone.
Yeah, it's super versatile. Check out the menu online, maybe.
Good one. So it means investigate, look at, visit casually. Cool.
Another word that sometimes comes up when describing a place is bistro.
Bistro. Okay, what exactly does that mean? Is it just French?
Often it implies French, yeah. Typically, it's a small, kind of informal restaurant. Nice atmosphere, maybe traditional food.
So not super fancy, but not fast food either.
Right. It hits that middle ground. Cozy, maybe a bit trendy. Good food, reasonable prices, usually. Sometimes it can just mean a small, stylish restaurant or bar, too.
Okay, so if someone suggests a great little bistro, I'm picturing somewhere charming and relaxed. Maybe good for a date.
Could be, yeah. It implies a certain vibe.
Got it. Now, what about when you don't like something? In that little scenario earlier, someone said, I'm not all that crazy about pasta right now.
Ah, yes. Not all that crazy about. That's such a useful phrase.
Why is that?
Because it's a polite way to say you don't really like something or you're just not in the mood for it. It's softer than saying, I hate pasta or I don't want Italian.
So it doesn't sound too negative or shut down the idea completely.
Exactly. It keeps the conversation going more smoothly. You could say, I'm not all that crazy about horror movies, or I'm not crazy about really spicy food.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
It's gentle. Okay, good one to remember for politeness.
Definitely. Then on the flip side, when you do like the food, a really common word is tasty.
Tasty just means taste good.
Pretty much. Simple, positive. This soup is really tasty.
You know, it feels like people say tasty more often in just like normal conversation than delicious. Is that just me?
No, you're absolutely right. That's a great observation. Delicious is a strong word, maybe for something really special, you know.
Like a fancy dessert or something.
Yeah, but for everyday good food, that pizza, your friend's cooking, a good sandwich, tasty just sounds more natural, more authentic sometimes.
Huh. Interesting. So using tasty can actually make you sound a bit more like a native speaker in casual chat.
I think so, yeah. It's just very common and fits lots of situations.
Yeah, cool. Okay, another key phrase. In the mood for. Like, I'm in the mood for Chinese food tonight.
Yes. This one's all about your current feeling or desire. What do you feel like having or doing right now?
So it expresses a specific craving at this moment.
Exactly. If you've had pizza 3 nights in a row, you might say, I'm not really in the mood for pizza again. I'm in the mood for something completely different.
Or if someone suggests going for a run and you're feeling lazy.
You could say, nah, not really in the mood for a run today. Perfect.
Okay, let's try that again with the listener. Right now, listening to this, what are you in the mood for? Maybe a snack, a type of music, a nap. Short pause, about 3 seconds, see? It pops into your head. I'm in the mood for.
Yeah.
Great phrase for expressing those immediate wants.
Super useful.
All right, so we can describe places, say what we like or don't like. Now, how about actually making and asking for suggestions, especially when you need to decide as a group?
Okay, asking is pretty easy. A simple, polite way is just, do you have any suggestions?
Nice and direct.
Or you could say, any ideas where we could go? Or what do you think? Or any thoughts?
All sound good. Open-ended, invites input.
Yep. Now, for giving suggestions, especially ones you feel strongly about, there are a couple of great phrases.
Okay, like what?
You could say, I'd recommend giving it a try. Notice the I'd. That's I would contracted. Sounds more natural.
I'd recommend giving it a try. Okay, that sounds like a solid endorsement.
It is. And if you feel even more strongly like, this place is amazing, you absolutely must go.
Yeah.
You can say, you've got to give them a try. Or even more casually, you got to give them a try.
You got to give them a try. Wow, okay, that sounds really enthusiastic. Like, you're serious. This place is good.
Exactly. Maybe you're talking about a little cafe that makes incredible coffee or a taco truck with the best food ever. You got to try it.
So I'd recommend is strong and you gotta is like super strong.
Pretty much, yeah. Great ways to share your positive opinions.
This brings up something important. You mentioned those contractions like I'd and you got to.
Absolutely crucial for sounding natural. Native speakers use contractions all the time. I would becomes I'd. You have got to. Often just slides into you gotta or you got to.
And it's not just about speed, is it? It changes the rhythm of the sentence.
Totally. It helps the words flow together, smoothly connected speech. Saying every single word fully like I would recommend you have got to can sound a bit robotic or like you're reading aloud.
Right. So using contractions like I'd and you gotta is key for that natural, fluent sound and for understanding people when they speak quickly.
Definitely. It helps with listening comprehension, too.
Okay, wow. We've actually covered quite a bit there.
We have. From handling potential problems like food poisoning or needing to state you're allergic,
to knowing what a bistro is, how to check out a place, use tasty naturally,
politely saying you're not crazy about something, expressing what you're in the mood for,
and making really strong recommendations with I'd recommend or you got to give it a try.
It's a solid toolkit for talking about food and dining in English.
And hopefully doing it in a way that feels more comfortable and sounds more natural, which is what we aim for here at MILA Leo English.
Remember, the key is using it. Language needs practice.
True. So next time you're deciding on dinner, or even just thinking about food, try using some of these phrases. Maybe tell a friend, hey, I'm really in the mood for Thai tonight, or recommend a place saying, oh, I'd recommend giving their pizza a try.
The more you practice, the easier it gets.
So here's a final thought to chew on. We talked about small differences, like saying tasty instead of always delicious, or using contractions naturally. How do you think paying attention to these little details changes how you experience English?
Yeah, does it make conversations feel different, maybe easier to join in or understand?
Think about how those small shifts might make a big difference in feeling truly connected and confident when you speak. Something to consider.
We hope this deep dive was helpful.
Thanks for joining us, and we'll catch you next time for another exploration.